Taking a trip far away together with my mother has been on my bucket list for a really long time, and so has traveling to Vietnam been. So I've mentioned this briefly to my mother that I would like to see Vietnam, but I didn't really think that she took notice. So when my birthday came around and she suggested that we go to Vietnam, I was, to say the least, a little bit shocked. But I agreed, and 2 weeks later, we were on our way. The destination was a Vietnamese island called Phu Quoc off of the Cambodian coastline. I was excited, but also a bit nervous because my mom and I were pretty similar, but we don't always get along. And this trip could either be epic or a complete failure. Us together, first time in Asia. If things go down, we have nowhere to hide but to run to each other. This could be challenging. Before the trip, I had decided to make an effort to be really happy and not get into fights with my mom. But as soon as we landed, I started getting anxiety, thinking, oh God, what have I done? I should have traveled alone as I first planned. But at the same time, I was looking forward to having our first mother-daughter trip, creating a memory for life, something that just us two could look back at and remember and cherish forever. Oh my God, Mom, this room is amazing. And look, we have like, oh my God, it's so hot. We have the markterrassen, the first floor, and it's just amazing. And all down there is the beach and the pool, and oh my God, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Oh my God, we're on vacation finally. We arrived. Oh, this is so great. We're in Vietnam, guys. First day we were completely jet lagged, so we didn't do very much. The hotel had the most amazing continental breakfast, and I often munched on exotic fruits and traditional soups when I didn't indulge in croissants. The garden in the resort was beyond beautiful, and I even think I had an allergic reaction to all of the flowers and plants. But my mom was in love and asked the staff about getting some seeds so she could plant her flowers back home. Since the resort had a gym, I did try my best to squeeze in a gym session. The local food in town was so yummy and so cheap. We paid like $5 each for lunch with huge fresh shrimps. The next day we went into the capital city because my mom insisted on getting sunglasses in Vietnam. It doesn't look like the optician is looking if she's saying the right letters, but in the end she did get a pair of nice glasses for a good deal. Then we wandered through Duong Dong by feet without direction, and we stumbled upon temples, markets, and cute little shops before we settled in a cafe to seek shelter from the blazing sun. After 2 days in the resort, Mom and I decided to head out for some adventure in the northern part of the island. So we went kayaking for the first time ever, and thankfully we made it back to dry land alive. Then we visited a local bee farm, and I walked around in the most beautiful and lush garden filled with exotic biological fruits and vegetables. and I saw this cute little puppy, so adorable. After that, we went on to the Rochvem fishing village and had lunch at one of the floating seafood restaurants, which is basically houses on stilts out in the ocean. You had to walk out on small piers to get to the boat, and at the restaurant you could pick your choice of fresh seafood, and villagers would provide you with a grill so that you could cook it yourself. It was all very simple and local, and I loved the cultural experience. Food was served and we got the best fried rice I've ever tasted, and my mom struggled eating with chopsticks. 60% of Phuket is a protected national park, and since I'm a sucker for nature, I convinced my mom to hike the Gan Dao Trail and see the ancient tree. The northern part of the island has beautiful beaches, so we concluded our little adventure by watching the sunset on Vung Bao Beach before heading home. Phuket is famous for their high-quality pearls, so we visited the pearl farm to see how they are made. And of course, my mom had to shop. And I had to taste the local beverages made out of Sinsen, and I must say, it does require an acquired taste. As we love to explore, we also visited the Hamnin village to explore the local specialties and discover the pace of the people's daily life. We also visited Ho Kok Pagoda, the biggest Buddhist temple on Phuket. It was based by a hill and it was so beautiful and serene. We visited Coconut Prison, today a museum showing all the war crimes that took place during the time when the prison was open. The figurines and all the stories behind the prison made it so hard to watch, but it still felt important to understand and learn the history. The next day, Mom and I hopped on a boat and decided to go island hopping. But before that, our boat stopped at a floating fish market and picked up some delicacies which the chef would prepare for lunch. My mom didn't dare to try, but I gave it a go, and it was alright. We did some snorkeling and visited some remote islands south of Phuket. So active, we spent most of our 2 last days relaxing in the resort so that we could actually get some rest before it was time to head home and start working again. The trip was a success, and as I'm going through the footage of our mother-daughter trip, I am glad that I took the chance to create these memories with my mom. Now I can scratch that off of my bucket list. Until next time, Vietnam.